Good afternoon. It's nice to see you guys here on Tuesday, December the 10th. Oh, crap. You know what happened. I sat down, I crashed out in a chair. I've been asleep all day. Dirt. Oh, I have to get up because I have to do laundry, and then of course I have to do this for you guys. You're welcome. Got to see my pretty face today. Gotta see my pretty face. You got a pretty face. Oh. Kinda creepy. Maybe. I don't know. Backwoods Fker into some, pretty kinky shit. Hot. Okay, but... Well, speaking of hot, actually, there was a little incident at work last night that has, to my knowledge, I don't even know during the day, like, I've worked there for 7 years now, and this never happened before. Like, we've had, like, the lights go out, the power go out twice, which is fun. The first time was way more fun, because it was, like, pitch black, pretty much. Like, even the emergency lights didn't come on, if I remember correctly. Because back in GM receiving, like, it was, like, pitch black. You couldn't see your hand here. And the time, it just happened within the last year. Because I was so excited, I was able to use, and I'm about to blind myself here, I was able to use the, flashlight app on my phone, which was very exciting. Boom! There's my hand. There's my eyes. Ah! Make me prettier. Oh my god, don't go blind. What am I doing? But, there was no real fire. But we were just sitting there in the break room, and couldn't, like, we heard there was some kind of page, but we couldn't really hear what it was. And I mean, they page all the time, so I just kind of like the emergency broadcast system, I just assumed it, you know, they were paging something else, you know, it didn't really mean anything. But Bonnie was actually there, and she, you know, calmly stepped into the break room. It wasn't like she was freaking out, but she's like, everybody's gonna need to get their coats on and evacuate the building. They're needing us to get out. And at first it's kind of like, is she fucking with us? You know, because Bonnie's got a sense of humor, you know. Like, you know, I was like, oh, she's serious. But apparently, from what I've heard, there was some smoke in the cash office. And there was definitely a smell. There was definitely a smell in there. So I don't know if it was like a gas leak or what. But, so we got to... Well, it was very fucking cold. So we had to go out by the cart rail. Not the cart rail. The, whatever. Over by the fence. The end of the parking lot. And, they had to do a head count. And as soon as they did that, they're like, well, if you've been counted, you can go get in your cars. So, me and Robin went and got in Robin's car, but, like, her heat doesn't work very well. So Tiffany was parked right beside us, so we ended up getting in. I transported some puppies to St. Louis with her once. But she wasn't on camera, I don't believe. Because, I've started being a nicer vlogger, and if people don't want to be on camera, I try to, like, just film myself, you know. I'm like, this is my adventure, you know. You know, I'm sharing it with this friend who you can hear in the background, but they don't want to be on camera, so that's fine. But yeah, Tiffany and Chris Franklin, we ended up getting just kind of sitting there, you know, waiting to, and we oh my god, we're so close. We're so close, like, to going home, like, an hour early. Of course, that would have been an hour I wouldn't have got paid for, which would have been bad. But, you know, that's like $11 off the check, or whatever. Almost 12, somewhere between 11 and 12. But, you know, like, we saw people getting out of their cars, and they were going inside, and I think it was Tim, Modcrew Tim. There's only one Tim that works there right now that I know. There's a lot of new people. I'm going to be honest, and I apologize. You don't know that I do this, so you probably have never come across, and probably may never ever come across any of my videos. But unless you're stalking me, and if so, just let me know. Be like, hey, I'm stalking you, and I'll be like, thanks. But we saw people getting out of their cars, and so Tim comes over and says that we needed to go in and, you know, stand up front, and we were going to be escorted back to our lockers to get our stuff. And so they were kind of like, you know, everybody was huddled there at the front door, inside, where it was kind of warm, even though the air was blowing in. But, so they were only taking back like 10 people at a time. So the first group went, and they were telling, you know, if you already had all your stuff, and you didn't need to go back to your locker, just, you know, you had to give your name so that, you know, you were accounted for, and then you could leave. But I had grabbed my wallet, and I thought my keys were still in my locker. So I was like, well, I still, you know, Robin was asking if I had anything I needed to get. I'm like, well, I gotta go get my keys. So we waited around, and like after a couple minutes, like all the day people just started piling in, like just going. So we're like, well, what's going on? Like nobody was really telling us. So we saw one of our support managers, you know, a little bit further on. So we went in, and she's like, I have no idea what's going on. So she went up front and she asked, and apparently we had just been given the all clear. So everyone was allowed to come back inside. So we narrowly missed, within minutes of getting to come home early. And after that, you know, I went back and I was, you know, taking my stuff, like my phone and my wallet, out of my pocket. And sure enough, there's my keys in my pocket, underneath my wallet. So we could have just left. God damn it! You know, like I said, it would have been an hour I wouldn't have got paid for, so I guess that would have been bad. But, and we actually saw, like, if you're ever anywhere, and you see a fire truck with its lights on, parked in front of the door, why are you going to try to go in? There was, like, not one, two customers that tried to come in. The firemen, like, stopped the one lady at the door before she even got in. And I don't know, the guy... No, wait. The guy in the black hoodie was the one that they stopped. And the lady... the lady, like, I don't... She apparently went in. I don't know if anybody stopped her, or if she was supposed to be there, or something. Like, I don't know, because she was inside for like a minute or two. So, I don't know if she was just talking to somebody, if they, you know, they may have stopped her when she got in the door and been like, you can't be in here. But yeah, it's so close to going home early. That never happens anymore. So, they just kind of had us, delegated us tasks, you know. But like Robin and I were in the middle of break, you know. So all of our stuff was still just sitting back in the break room, so I had to pick that up and get it put away. And I still had like half a cup of my root beer that I didn't want to waste, so I was like drinking that real quick. And but then instead of binning, they just had, you know, people like pulling pallets in to get them off the floor, and like they had me go zone grocery. So, which was fine, you know. I'd rather, but oh my god, it was so screwed up. Like I was trying to do it fast because like I had, you know, less than an hour at that point to zone like in a whole two sides of an aisle. But it's just like shit was stuffed over, and like I get anal retentive, and I'm like I can't. especially, oh my god, especially once I got, there was a stepladder at the end of the aisle, and I got that so that I could reach some stuff on the top shelf that was all the way in the back, and oh my god, it was so fucked up. Oh, every time I go to work grocery, I remember why I left in the first place. It's just a terrible, terrible reminder of why I left it behind. But yeah, so that was an interesting... Gosh, we were probably sitting outside for 20-30 minutes, you know? Because we were timing it, we're like, we got an hour and a half left. Just keep investigating for like another hour and a half and we'll go home. Oh. But I mean, it was from what I had heard, it was something to do with an air conditioning unit that someone else told me, like, there's one up there that they've had trouble with before. I guess they thought they had it fixed, I don't know. Or, you know, I mean, sometimes you'll go to look at something and it'll be like, oh, nothing's wrong with it, and this doesn't need to be fixed, you know? But then it does. You can never tell. But that was my my interesting night, sitting out in Tiffany's truck, just kind of hanging out. It got me out of binning GM receiving, so I'm good. I'm definitely good. Because it's just like, I was just kind of like walking back and forth before break, and it's just like, there's so many, like, how can you get rid of... Of course you can consolidate, there's that option too. Because it's just like, I was going along good, and I'm like, oh, you know, I might be able to stack this pallet with this pallet or whatever, you know. And I was binning as much as I could with, you know, what holes that I could fill, you know. And actually in the housewares bins, there are, you know, some holes. One of my managers came back and she was asking, she's like, we were just going to bin the stuff from tonight. I don't know if anybody told you that. And I was like, oh, it's like, yeah, somebody mentioned it. I was like, I was just kind of grabbing from pallets what would fit. Because that's like, the bins aren't empty. It's not like I'm taking it and putting it in. You know, like, there's a specific amount of space per bin that I have to put shit in. So I'm kind of like, that box looks like it'll work. You know, but, and I was just, I just got so discouraged because it's like, I was sitting there binning this half pallet thinking like, oh, okay, I can possibly get rid of this one. And then, and I mean, it's not, you know, it's not her fault. But the girl who was working housewares brought back like another pallet and a half. And I'm like, I didn't get anywhere. I'm working for nothing. This is getting me nowhere. Another reason I hate the back room. Like, I hate grocery, I hate the back room. Oh. And they'll say it's because of Christmas right now, but yeah. It might be extra blown up right now because it's Christmas and there's a lot of extra shit sitting around, but I've seen this happen at all times of the year. So, and I've worked there for 7 years. And before this inventory management system that they instigated, this shit didn't happen. I'm just saying, once again. But you don't care any about it. Well, you care that I'm alive, I'm sure, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But you also care about chocolate. And I have carried on long enough and kept you from it. And I apologize. You know me, once I get started, I can't stop. We can't stop. We won't stop. Wrecking Ball. That's how that shit goes. Look it up. Okay. So it is the 10th. Didn't I find the 10th yet? No, I found the 19th yesterday. Oh Oh my goodness. I still have laundry to do, and I'm not very happy about that. Oh. It's down here with this other child. I can't see what I'm doing. Right there, with this guy and half the dog. Maybe the chocolate. Oh no, I killed the house. Now the rapists will get in. I will. Maybe it's gonna be a dog. It's like a blob. Maybe it's a holly bush or something. Let's see if it's. That is creepy. If you are easily nightmared, please look away right now, because that is not Santa Claus. That is Satan Claus. That is what that is. Satan Claus in your dreams and nightmares. Hello. He just licked you, and now you have the devil inside you. Oh. Maybe that's wrong, because I didn't say he stuck his penis in you. It's just his tongue. So, it's fine. You're fine. You're fine. Come back to me. Oh, shit. Well, now that... Blah. I think I almost hear the... There wasn't anybody out... Well, how the hell do I know? I was crashed out in the fucking chair all day. Jesus. They could have been out there all day. I wouldn't have known. I don't know shit. But, get some more of my vanilla Coke. Silly Jason, that's not how you drink Coke. Oh, yeah. Vanilla. Instead of getting Vanilla Sky, I get Vanilla High. What? I think I'm only one of the few people that actually kind of liked that movie. It was weird. I remember it was weird. It was different. But it was engaging and interesting. Oh, shit. So, and it kind of looked like you were on a bit of a vanilla high. So, yay! Alright, well, I'm going to get this uploaded for you guys. And, I will try not to crash out tomorrow. And maybe get something posted earlier. Because it's like 2:15 now. Blah, 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 blah. That's all I do. So, we're in the double digits. We're on the downslide? Not quite, I guess. We're definitely... Well, I don't know. Don't ask me to do math. The brain is not functioning that far. Even when the brain's fully functioning, it's not very good at that. So, maybe just don't ask me math ever.